Have you thought about re-editing your AI YouTube video? Fuck, I gotta talk about that. Edit an intro that explains your motivation for doing it. Shall we start with that? For anyone who doesn't know. So I release, I'm currently finishing up, but I'm still a long way away, which is why I ended up putting this thing out. So on different level YouTube channel, I'm currently making something that I've talked about for months that I'm currently working on, and it's the biggest fucking thing I've ever worked on in my entire life, and it's taking months. What I decided to do was release an idea that I had for a... Does anyone watch... I get a YouTube both do, I think, because I think you talked about it in Penny Stream. You guys... well, actually, I know Penny watches it. Analog horror, essentially. So I had an idea... This music is fucking way too heavy for this conversation. I decided to really... I had this idea for this analog horror series, and I didn't want to put it on Hi, My Name Is Dan because it didn't feel right. So it was basically meant to be a 3-part analog horror series about... essentially about... mainly focused on AI YouTube channels, but that was kind of the core concept. But I was basically reading so much at the time when I came up with the idea, like, about dead internet, and I know you guys know about it. About the dead internet theory and how, like, everything is getting to the point where everything is kind of just AI generated and it's less user generated, and everything, especially on YouTube, the video, you know what triggered it a lot, Turtle, is that video you sent to me on the last stream, or the stream 4, I can't remember, when you were showing me, was it Destiny? That video you showed me of Destiny, when he's going through the AI comments of YouTube, and then he starts to piece together that everything, yeah, that's what actually triggered that idea. So thank you. You gave me that idea, because after I watched that, I was like, wouldn't it be funny if you made like a horror, like an analog horror series about that exact issue, but have it be that in some way the channel itself, because I haven't posted anything on the channel for about 3 years, the channel itself seamlessly got overtaken by some AI, and I wouldn't be in the video at all. It would just look like an AI kind of, yes, that's it. Yeah, Sarkeesian, that's it. It would look like someone hijacked the different level YouTube channel and just turned it into this weird infomercial AI generated thing. But like, as you watch it, it gets more and more weirder and more creepier. There's also like some humor in it as well and all that kind of stuff. And it was meant to be like 3 episodes of it, basically. I put 1 episode up, but basically it was something to put in there before the big video eventually comes out. It was just something, that an idea that I had, and I thought, might as well put it in there. I might as well put it in there, see how people feel about it. I did worry that it was going to go the wrong way, so I kind of knew that there is a chance this can go the wrong way, and it kind of did, because I think what people thought about it, and also, sorry, the second element of it was the second element, and what I tried to make it different from other analog horror kind of series and stuff like that, is that it would be completely interactive. So in the first video, it says, what kind of content do you want to see? Leave in the comment section below. And every comment, and it was like, every comment will get fed into our database, and we will evaluate all your comments and then come up with the next idea. And then when that idea kind of comes out, depending on what people put down, it would be like a really shitty, like, almost AI looking like idea that they come up with. Like I remember someone put on there, fuck, I forgot now. It's been ages, but there was a couple of ideas on there. Besides the hate, there was a couple of ideas that were put on there, including yourself. So I remember you put one down there, so it was going to be like a completely interactive one, in that people's comments kind of dictated what was shown on the next kind of episode that came out. Unfortunately, what ended up happening was some people took it for it just being that the channel's now going to be AI generated content. And that was my kind of worry. That was the risk, but that was my kind of worry. And maybe I should just went on with it. And I think by the second episode, maybe it might have made more sense what I was trying to do and the kind of message. And I was actually trying to make something that was like more of a worry about it. About this thing becoming a reality rather than it being an actual reality, it becoming a reality. Like, what would it look like, but kind of do it in a tongue-in-cheek kind of way. But it ended up being the opposite effect, and people thought, oh, this channel's now AI generated kind of thing. So I took the video down. It got a lot of dislikes. I put a message up saying, sorry if people thought it was something different. I got so many people unsubscribed from the channel because they were just like, fuck this shit. And I put a message up saying, sorry if people misunderstood it. This is what I was trying to go for. I basically explained the idea. I also said I recently lost my job to AI, so the last thing I want to do is make a channel that was kind of completely AI generated. It was the complete opposite that I wanted to kind of go for. But look, and I put on there as well, sometimes you come up with an idea and it just doesn't work. And it may have worked out if I kept making more episodes of it, but I just thought it's the initial idea. It didn't really kick off. But yeah, maybe if I put a video at the start or something at the start to say this is a work of, not work of fiction, but this is like, this is not what the channel represents, but it does remove that kind of mystique about it, that kind of analog horror-y kind of trying to keep it realistic. It kind of does ruin it a little bit if you do that, so that's why I didn't really do that. But yeah, it's fine. I'm honestly fine with it. Like, I again, it was one of those it was an experiment, and I didn't know, and I did have doubts whether it would be like received quite well, and sometimes it just does that. You know, I've made videos in the past that people did not like at all, and well, I didn't have to take them down, but I took them down because I'm like, okay, that didn't work, let's move on to something else. So yeah, the uncanny valley, exactly. So that's it. That was it, really. That was really it. When a robot looks too much like a human, but not exactly. Yeah, I'm taking the subject matter, but I'm also ironically talking about subject matter, but I'm also making it look like the subject matter is actually me doing the thing that I'm talking about. It's just one of those really hard things to communicate, unless you put it right in front of them and go, by the way, just let you know, guys, I'm not doing this. I'm just doing this as a thing, but I'm not doing it. Like, it's kind of one of those things, but it's hard to, I didn't want to communicate it like that, but it's fine. It is what it is. It is what it is.